and welcome back to the vlog at Abertoir 2017. Yeah, I don't think I've got this car vlogging thing down at all because this is probably going to be like really shaky and yeah, not how people vlog in cars. So Abertoir 2017 so far has been really fun. We watched Blood and Black Lace on the big screen and I'd waited for the festival to be able to watch it, and you can definitely see the clear influence that Dario Argento took from it for Suspiria, because it's very vivid in colour, very stylish, and going back to, there was talk by Russ Hunter yesterday as well on all the colours of Giallo, so he kind of gave us like a comprehensive guide of Giallo film in general, and he was discussing how it was this whole thing between this battle between high art versus low culture, which Giallo essentially is, because it is a critic's worst nightmare because they can't define it or they can't see it as true art, or you know, they think it is like grisly, sleazy horror. So it's quite interesting, and I think Blood and Black Lace, you know, is a prime example of that. It was the like prototype for the Giallo in general, and also for the American slasher film. There was definitely heavy influence there when you've got a body count and like a masked killer bumping people off, so that was cool. Other than that, the movie shoot went so well. It was really cool. You'll obviously be seeing part of that on this vlog anyway. We have got a title for it, and it is called Widower. So it's going to be like a really short film, but it's really atmospheric and stylistic, and oh, I can't wait to actually see it. So that was like my like acting debut, I suppose, which I really enjoyed doing, and I'd like to do a lot more of. I really hope this is not too shaky. We also watched Mon Monsters, which was an Asian film, and yeah, really good. I really liked the effects in it, and it was quite clever because it kind of took this premise of how the humans were really evil rather than the monsters, so it kind of flip-sided that, which was quite interesting. And there was this like gorgeous scene on the bus. It was just like such a beautifully shot scene, so I really liked that. That was cool. And then other than that, there was the pub quiz, and my team, the Back Row Bucket Bitches, came joint third, which is good because, like, you know, I was able to exercise my Giallo knowledge that I have been like getting into throughout the year. So if you've like seen my Instagram and things like that, I just post DVD covers and that sort of stuff. Yeah, so it is Thursday at the moment. I'm heading for some lunch before we head up to Abertoir and see what the day brings. And this is Phil.
Hello.
Yeah, he's just driving.
I'm the chauffeur for today.
Yeah. So yeah, are you enjoying Abertoir 2017?
I certainly am.
Fab.
Can't wait for some more fun.
Yeah. All right, and I will speak to you later. And welcome to the final portion of the Abertoir 2017 vlog. We have microphones as we're on the stage where all the Q&As have taken place at the festival. Fear not, Darren is not going to do any karaoke this time around.
Yeah, see if you'll remember this one, ladies and gentlemen. No, sorry, no, I'm not going to sing. Don't worry.
So you've already met Darren on the Better Watch Out video that we shot a couple of days ago, which is already up now for your entertainment. So yeah, this is Darren, and we're going to just be talking about Abertoir 2017. It's been fantastic, and all the amazing events and films that we've enjoyed.
Yep, it has. This is my second Abertoir, and no doubt I'll be coming to next year's one as well. It's just it's a fabulous location. The people here are lovely. The films are great. So if you haven't been down here already, then please do. Please come next year and meet all these great people.
It's been an absolute blast. One of the top highlights for us, as we were talking about, was the off-site screening. So as far as we were all aware, we were heading to the museum for a double bill of Italian horror cinema. So we were going to see Dario Argento's opera, which is absolutely fantastic and atmospheric, although tonally it goes a little bit off kilter towards the end, but it's really, really fun. And then we were going to watch Demon straight after, but to our surprise, we were ushered out of the museum. They basically, with the history of the Abertoir, the off-site screenings have been known to encounter disasters. So one year, due to poor weather conditions, we were unable to watch the descent down the Silver Mountain experience. And then last year, in 2016, we were unable to watch the fog on Constitution Hill. So there's always been some issues. So they decided to make a joke out of that, and we got led to the Commodore Cinema in Aberystwyth, in the town itself, to watch Demons, which was just so brilliantly planned out, and it was a brilliant surprise.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much a highlight for me. I'm a massive fan of the movie Demons. It's just one of the greatest horror movies ever made, as far as I'm concerned. And to have some guy in a mask hand me a ticket for the Metropole outside, I mean, it's like, all my birthdays have come at once, and then you get Ingrid the Usherette at the other cinema, and it was just like, I'm in Demons, like, yeah, I can die happy now.
It was just excellently thought out and planned, and that's what's great about Abertoir. They have all these little nuances that they do. It's such a great festival, and just the atmosphere, it just makes it, I think. And I think that for me this year was the absolute highlight, and they just pulled it off brilliantly.
Yeah, and I did like the bit in the opera because we were in an auditorium, obviously not the sort of size of the opera hall in opera, but there was a show-stopping bird attack during the actual sequence where Urbano Barberini's character gets attacked by the birds at the end of towards the end of opera. So there was a replication of that, and one actually did hit me in the eye, which was quite that was quite weird.
Yeah, it's very immersive, and I think that again is a fantastic aspect of Abertoir. So today we watched the short film selection, which were fantastic. Which ones stood out to you, would you say?
I particularly liked Katie Bonham's Mab. If you've read my blog, you'll know that I'm a massive fan of the previous Katie Bonham movie, Mindless. This is on a completely different level entirely. I mean, Mindless was just a tremendous piece of work, but Katie's just excelled herself again. Somehow she's managed to make something that's even better than Mindless, and in a genre where there's so much generic stuff, which is reasonably well made, but just washes over you. This is a movie that's got an original plot. It's got some great performances, and it doesn't force its plot on you. It relies on you to join the dots by yourself. And there's I won't spoil it for you. You should go and see Mab if it's anywhere near you or at any festival. But there's a point at which there was only one point I actually said something at all during the shots, and it was at a point in Mab, and all I did was lean back and go, ah.
I completely agree with you. I really enjoyed Mab. I thought the performances were really solid. The script was brilliant. It was beautifully shot. The utilisation of the locations, and it was a very interesting story. And I really, really enjoyed it. And the lead actress in it was a very young actress, and she did a tremendous job. And as far as I'm aware, it's one of her first ever roles as well. And she just excelled herself, did really well. So that was, so I would definitely recommend that. And I think Katie's got a great future ahead of her in filmmaking.
Absolutely, I'm really stoked to see what she does next. There may be there may be a feature on the way, apparently, but, well, if there isn't, just give her the money. Give her the money to do a feature. She'll be fine. It'll be great.
Yeah, I definitely agree again there. Other short films as well. There was an Italian short film that was so creepy, and it was called, the English title was it The Hour of Darkness?
It was The Hour of Darkness, and
yeah.
I think it was excuse my terrible Italian, was it Loro del Buio?
Yeah, I think that was what it was. And again, really intense piece of filmmaking. The setting was really like dingy, and it was about this girl who'd been captured, and she was on an iPhone trying to get help, and she was being advised at this point, but then there's something lurking. And before you saw who the assailant was, like the way that was done, it was like the way the movement of the camera, and there was nothing there. That it was just so creepy. And the final shot in the film as well, just expertly well crafted. That short really blew me away.
Absolutely. I mean, certainly for that one as well, the first 2 or 3 minutes is shot in very tight close-up, and it's so claustrophobic. It's kind of the sort of thing that makes you sink down into your seat and kind of like, just get it over with. Let's move somewhere else.
Definitely. And then we'd had some more crowd-pleasing ones, like We Summoned a Demon, which we'd both already seen in Sheffield, yes. But again, it's just a great fun, and the gore effects are just so over the top, but they pull it off really well, and it's great.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I mean, the shorts, there was quite a lot of diversity here. There was some very serious ones, but there were also some very funny ones as well. And I think, the selected 10 were very well chosen, so you kind of got a very broad spectrum of what's out there.
Definitely. And the final short that was on Father's Day, which was sort of a character-driven zombie piece. There was barely any dialogue in it, if none at all. Special effects work was out of this world. It was so outstanding, and the way it came together at the end was very well done.
Yeah, about Father's Day, I mean, for a short, I mean, there's destruction, there's people getting disemboweled. It's kind of like, well, there's, it has the sort of sweep of a proper zombie movie, but I'm guessing that it wasn't made for all that much money, but it doesn't reflect it on the screen. You've got destroyed vehicles, you've got things burning, you've got stuff wrecked. It's kind of visually it looks just amazing.
I totally agree again there. So last night, Darren met one of his heroes, and I met someone I really admire also. But for you, obviously being a huge fan of demons, do you want to tell everyone about Lamberto Bava? Yeah, I'm
really sorry, Lamberto, for fawning all over you to start with. But yeah, I mean, I remember renting Demons pretty much when it first came out on VHS, which shows you just how old I am. But to actually sort of be in the presence of Lamberto, and he's very enthusiastic still about movie making. The Q&A was fantastic, and to actually shake his hand and thank him for the movies and get something signed, it's like, you just can't get these sort of experiences elsewhere. If you come to these sort of festivals, this is the sort of stuff you can do. You get really good access to people that you would think, well, I mean, when I was renting Demons sort of all that time ago, the last thing on my mind would have been, someday I'll be standing in front of Lamberto Bava talking to him. But there you go.
And I think with those moments when they happen, you really have to pinch yourself. It's like, did that really happen? And it just makes it so worthwhile being a horror fan, I think.
Absolutely.
In general. So that was absolutely fantastic again, another highlight. And there was a Q&A conducted by Stephen Thrower. It just went through Bava's filmography, like even from his early career as assistant director on his father's films, his work with Argento, to how he became a fully fledged filmmaker himself. Really interesting stuff, and he seemed to really enjoy talking about the movies as well. He was really great Q&A, one of the best that I think they've had at Abertoir over the years.
Absolutely. I mean, it overran by quite some time, and I could have just sat there for another 2 or 3 hours listening to him. But it is what it is. We eventually had to clear out of the auditorium for the next film to come on. But also, in relation to Lamberto Bava, if you haven't seen Blast Fighter, watch Blast Fighter. It's just a great 80s action flick.
You heard it here first.
And then we had the Jallow Lounge, which was the party aspect of Abertoir. Every year there's always been a themed party, and of course it was basically a replica of $5 for an August moon. We had a Jallow killer, we had one of the ladies doing the Edwin Fenech dance, and that was it was really, really fun, and again shows the fun side of the festival, and everyone had a great time. It was just so well done.
Yeah, I think some of the audience particularly enjoyed the dancing.
Definitely, maybe more for the male members.
Yes.
So to round things up, we're just going to quickly tell you what our favourite features have been out of the newer films. Darren, which ones would you say would make your top list?
Definitely The Endless, which is the new Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead movie. I'm a big fan of Resolution and Spring. This continues their upward trajectory. It's another mind-bending masterpiece, and also they're in front of the camera quite a lot this time. And I think, you know, sometimes when the people behind the camera step in front, it can sort of hold back to some of the earlier stuff.
Yeah, definitely, and I really appreciated it even more on my second viewing of the film, and it's, again, a beautifully shot movie, fantastic performances, and they just offer up something a bit different. They don't stick to convention, and that's what I really appreciate about their filmmaking. I would say also Canaries, which was a Welsh horror film, a bit of a dark comedy, sci-fi, and yeah, so much fun, and being Welsh myself, the humour spoke to me. I could, really relate to it, and really great performances again.
Also shot for £29,000, which, if you look at it, how did they shoot that for £29,000? I mean, obviously there are certain things that were done for free that normally wouldn't have been done, but even so, if you look at that movie, they must have done it, but you just think there's no way they can make it for that little money, because it's got fight sequences, it's got really good effects, got great actors in it. There's lots going on. It's got location shooting. It's like, it's in Martha's Vineyard at one point. I mean, there's a really good sort of little homage to Jaws in there at some point, but it's just a fantastic movie, and I hope it goes on to get the success it deserves.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely a crowd pleaser, and I think everyone enjoyed that one a lot. As we spoke about, we're not going to go into this one again too much because we've spoken about it, but Better Watch Out for me was another favourite. And then for you, The Sleep Curse?
Yeah, this was a bit of a surprise, really, because I hadn't heard, anything about The Sleep Curse, really. And to be honest, I'm not the world's biggest Asian horror fan. Some of it's okay, but this was a really, really surprising movie. It's just got a great sort of historical slant as well. There's a nice little dual timeline thing going on. And, just when you think, where's it going to go? It really pulls out the stops in the last 10 or 15 minutes. It's just got some... I'll just warn you now, there's some horrendous gore at the end of it. But if you like that sort of thing, you'll think, yeah, it really does pay off. But overall, it's one of the surprises of the festival. I can't wait to see it again. Absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic. So thank you everybody who's watched the vlog. Let us know if you've seen any of the movies and what you think. We'd love to hear from you, of course. As always, my social media links will be in the description box below. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos, more vlogs, festival content, behind the scenes of filmmaking, all that kind of stuff, because I'm hoping to branch out a bit more into different avenues, just keep creating some interesting content for you. Darren also has a blog as well, which I will be linking in the description box. So do you want to just quickly tell them about that?
Yes, thank you. My blog is called The Strange Colour of Deege's Reviews, in homage to the Falzani and Kate movie, which I saw a few years ago and just couldn't get on with. So it's a kind of a cathartic thing which hasn't worked, and the blog name's stuck now, so unfortunately. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Darren_Gaskell. But again, thanks for having me.
It's brilliant.
It's a great festival now. I just love being down here.
Right, so we will close off there. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.